Hello, beautiful people. I hope you all are doing well today. I'm doing particularly great. I took the day off, so that's always a good thing. And the kids are in school, my husband's at work, so I had the house to myself, I had the day to myself. And as much as I adore my family, it's good to have my days. That's what I call them. I have these slots on my calendar where I book my days, and it's just time for me to unwind, to settle in stillness, and just to do something for me. So it felt really good. But as you all know, I like to check in with you on a mind, body, soul reshape check in. And for those who are new to my channel, this is really where I ask the question of how are you doing today? But most importantly, this is where you get to ask yourself, how am I doing today? It is a personal question that you must answer in the privacy of your own space. It's totally up to you if you decide to share how you're doing with someone or if you keep it to yourself. But the opportunity lies with what do you then do about it? When you find areas of your life where you're just totally unhappy or something isn't serving you or isn't sitting well with you, what do you do about it? Because you do have the power to do something about it. And that's really the fundamental principle behind these messages that I share with you. Today's topic is finances. I chose finances today because I think it's the one area of our lives, it is one of the areas of our lives where when you find yourself in a bit of a pickle financially, it can cause a significant amount of stress, which really impacts the state of your mind and stress and impacts the state of your body because you may find yourself eating or, stressing and snacking as a result, or just not being motivated to work out, or just lounging in bed all day, and that leads to other chronic illnesses. But also the shape of our soul as well, because it's hard to feel motivated and to connect with God sometimes when you just feel so out of it. Though one may argue that is the perfect time where you should be reaching out to God. Under these circumstances, your entire MBS system, your entire mind, body, soul system will be impacted or can be impacted potentially should your finances not be where it needs to be. Well, how do we prevent that? This topic will ruffle some feathers. I will throw it out there, but we have to make better financial decisions. Everyone wants to do what they want to do in life. We all want to keep up with the Joneses. We want to be able to keep up with social media, to buy the latest brands, to buy the nicest jewelry, to buy the biggest houses, to buy the fancy cars. But the question is, can you truly, truly afford it? That's one area. The next question is, do you have enough set aside for potential emergencies? Should something go wrong, whether it's with your job or someone gets sick in your family, do you have enough of cushion to not put you in a position where you have to drain all your savings or you find yourself maxing out all your credit cards? Now, this is hard to do. It's hard to deprive oneself of the things in life that they're used to, that they perceive to bring them joy and comfort. But I know that the aftermath of making bad decisions is even more dire and a lot more stressful than us depriving ourselves from the latest brand of shoe or the latest brand of clothes. That you can get over. But if you find yourself later in life unable to pay your bills, unable to pay your mortgage, unable to pay for your medical expenses, that brings a great amount of stress on your life. I think that also breaks up family relationships because there tends to be a dynamic among families where someone may make really bad decisions and they believe that it's the obligation of others to sort of bail them out of that position, to make it all better, to fix their errors. And I am one to tell you, it is not. I made a video about accountability, and I can paraphrase it here. We make the decisions that we need to, that we make, so we must bear the consequences of those decisions. Sure, we all find ourselves in positions where we need help at times. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. I even have a video saying to ask for help when needed. But the blame game does not work. We have to make better decisions. I've seen so many folks who are pretty steadfast in their way, just refusing to change, refusing to scale back on the squandering of money or the excessive material purchases of things that are just or not necessities, or just things that they desire. And you may like it for a week, and then after a couple of weeks, you're like, okay, what's a big deal? And now it's old. Now that money is gone. I encourage you all to make better financial decisions and to get over the idea that, you know what, I'm going to spend and do what I want to do now because I'm alive now and I want to live my life now. Well, you know what? I like the idea of also thinking about generational wealth. So if it's in God's plan where I'm not around, then I'm okay with my kids reaping the things that I've sowed for them. They can reap all the benefits. That's totally fine if I can give them a good start of life. So if you take nothing from this message, it's really about making better financial decisions and to make sure that you're setting yourself up to win. I'm just thinking of ways in which I can encourage you to not be in a position of being totally stressed out and totally overwhelmed with sadness because your light's going to go off, your water's going to go off, or the kids aren't fed, or something is not going right because we just decided not to make the change. Now, I know that there are folks that are out there that have life definitely harder than others. I mean, I've been there. I mean, there are days where I can remember where buying groceries was very, very difficult. And we never share those stories with anyone else. We try to figure out a way. But there are times in which, gosh, an extra $100 would have been a really wonderful thing to receive at the time. But we also had to learn a great lesson in life about not dancing to the beat of every drum. What does she mean by that? You don't have to show up to every party. You don't have to participate in every event. You know what your pocket is looking like. And it doesn't mean that you're broke. You may just be saving towards something bigger. Think long and hard about life and not just go through life, go through the motions of things. And don't let the world drag you with this ideology of more is better, always wanting more and more and more. Trust me, you're setting up yourself to fail, and you're setting up yourself for some truly hard times ahead. How much clothes do you really need? Why do you need a bigger house? Why do you need a fancy car? Why? Because the Joneses over there is doing it? Do you need to do it? Think long and hard. Make better choices. It's going to help you later on in life. And that's my encouragement for you today. God bless. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. That's all. Love you all.